Good morning. So I have some bad news. Actually, I have no bad news, which is why I have bad news for you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys for a second. Just enjoy the scenery. I don't think anyone's complaining here. And if you want a really tightly edited video, you'll just have to skip this one or something. If all goes well, I'll be ending my day either in Dawson City or Whitehorse, or somewhere on that vicinity. However, I am still going north, and the reason is, let's take a step back. Yesterday I started hearing rumors about this awful road from Inuvik to Tuk, just terrible. They've poured 4 to 6 inches of gravel, but no graders are coming up for a few days, and so there's really no there's no service support coming to make that road better for a while. Which I could totally stay up here for a while. Eagle Plains Campground is kind of expensive. There are a lot of mosquitoes. It's miserable. I don't have that much I could really be doing. I'm not working right now, so I'm off work, and so I don't need to be doing much. So unless I want to finish a book or something. But anyway, and so that road is passable with a small bike if you maintain 70 miles an hour and stay above the gravel. But me, I'm running 700 pounds of bike gear before human, and I just can't make mistakes. I can't be 4,700 miles from home and make mistakes like that where I run off a road onto gravel and break a leg or something. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing 70 miles an hour over gravel to stay up there. I'm not. This is not my kind of style of riding. It's high risk, low reward. So last night I arrived at the Indian Plains campground, and you'll notice I'm going very slow on the way right now. I'm being very conservative today. And there was a guy there that had just gotten a ride from Inuvik to here. His motorcycle was on the side of the road because he blew a tire that couldn't be repaired. They brought the wheel and tire down here, and Inuvik doesn't stock tubes or tires. And obviously can't do anything other than patch and plug jobs. Eagle Plains Campground at mile marker 229 also doesn't repair or do anything with motorcycle tires. You're on your own. Which is just a missed opportunity, if you ask me. I mean, they can get a Mark Parnes wheel balancer and a Nomar tire machine and just say, you know what, $50, use it yourself, and double the charge for tires. You have $1,000 tires if you need a tire from them. You make bank. They just have no interest in it. And so he had a blown tire. His buddy drove the tire and wheel south last night to Dawson, but then also had a flat. So his friend's stuck in Dawson waiting for a tire to be shipped. And he is stuck here for at least 5 days at Eagle Plains Campground, just stuck here for 5 days. Other than paying $2,000 for a bush plane down to Whitehorse and back, he's stuck here. Okay, that sucks. I met another guy on a Tenere 700 who had a hole in his tube. Had to find find a trucking company in Dawson City to bring him tubes, and he had to pay them mileage fee to bring tubes up to him. And then they brought 3 of it. The first 2 actually blew. They didn't have problems. So he taped up his wheel and got it saved. Now he's going south again. So he didn't make it to Tuk either. I met another guy in a Tesla who was stuck there for 5 days waiting for a charger because his level 2 converter doesn't work with their charger here. And so he was waiting for another converter because right now he's getting level 1 charging speeds, 12-volt charging speeds. And his Model X was just taking like 4 or 5 days to recharge a 120 kilowatt battery. So he's stuck here for the foreseeable future. Amazon said a 1-week delivery. I met a few guys who have tires that were in great shape that are basically all cut to shreds. And I can tell you, my knobs, almost every single center knob of my GPS is pulling away from the tire itself, just completely pulling away. They're cracked. They have multiple little hairline cracks. And I wasn't even riding very aggressively up here. I was riding 60, but I wasn't like pushing it around corners or anything. I'm just a heavy bike. But this road is really, really hard. It does destroy tires. I could press my luck. say, fuck it, I've got an InReach, I've got a credit card. Let's get to Inuvik and see if I can from there hail a hitchhike up to Tuk with someone, which is only another 60 miles from Inuvik. But when I get to Inuvik, I'll be 240 miles north of this spot. And you take 240 plus 240 plus 240, I'm down 750 miles from Dawson City when I get to Inuvik. I'm not even at the Arctic Ocean yet. I'm in a town with one hotel, one restaurant, no real commerce, no internet. There is internet, but not public internet. Really on my own, completely on my own. And let's say that I do get a flat tire from here to there. I don't have a friend that can run back to Dawson City for me. I'll have an InReach and have to ask Heather to... I'll be on the side of the road waiting to hitchhike to Inuvik or back to Eagle Plains, leaving my bike at some point on this road, asking Heather to coordinate one of the shipping companies or fuel companies to get a tire picked up that was shipped to me to Dawson and ran up here. In order to get home. And that is a situation that I don't want to put myself into. Like, absolutely no way, no how am I going to put myself in a situation where I am sitting at that truck stop or sitting in a one hotel town where half people don't even like tourists because it's their native lands. And I understand their point there, like, get off our land. You're not delivering goods here. Why are you here? I get that. I respect it. And so I'm stuck there, and there are people kind of hate me, waiting for someone to bring a tire up for the $1,500. I've met so many people, 5, 6 people, that have had issues getting up here. In fact, there's 3 semi trucks right now waiting for tire repairs at that convenience place or that campground service station. I know the comments have already started posting like, dude, don't worry about it. You got to the Arctic Circle. You're about to go to the Arctic Circle, and I'm 18 miles away. You know the Arctic Circle. You're gonna have a great time. Don't stress. You made it this far. Good to know for all of us that are going up to, like, strap spare tires to your crash bars. I'm not fucking kidding. Strap spare tires to your crash bars and bring spare tubes. Screw the weight. Have your tires shipped to Dawson City. Pick them up. Strap them to your bike. Do this trip. And then put fresh rubber on in Dawson City for your way home. That's what I should have done. I recommend that to everyone now. Do not chance this road to fate. I saw a bike that had tried to traverse the gravel, and his pannier, his Tusk pannier on his KLR was all the way up in the air because he had crashed on that gravel up there. I've just seen so many bikes that are just beat to shit. Riders that are exhausted, riders that are like, I regret coming up here. And to some of you, that's part of the adventure. I'm not zero risk. I take a lot of chances on my bike. I really, like, if I got a flat tire right now, I would be just in a world of shit for a very long time. And there are so many mosquitoes here. Lots and lots of mosquitoes here that eat you alive. Like, you stop for a second and 50, 75, 100 of them just swarm you. It's not a hospitable environment. It's hard. I don't recommend it at all. So, since it's not going to be a complete failure, I'm risking it by going this right here. I don't want it to be a complete failure, and so I'm taking it very easy, almost no throttle, the 25 miles up to the Arctic Circle sign. Get my picture, see it with my own eyes, have a celebratory drink of water, and then start heading back south. And then kiss pavement when I get to Dawson City, because I know at least in Dawson City, I'm not completely effed. Every car that goes up here has spare tires, 2 spare tires. Every bike should have spare tires. Even if only 5 out of 50 bikes per day need tires, that is still way too high of a chance for me to even entertain that. This is a long video, intro to day 11, and I feel like I've let myself down, I've let all of you guys down, I The weather worked out. Actually, no, the weather didn't work out. The reason I'm leaving at 1 o'clock, it rained all morning. The roads just dried out, so it rained overnight and all morning. So the roads are now dry. But like, pretty much everything worked out to my favor. Except now that I'm here, and I've seen how much damage this road did to my tires in just 229 miles, I'm going to add another 50 plus 230 to get back. The knobs will actually be, like, the tread is fine. I see all the cuts, all the lacerations, and all the cuts in my knobs and in the actual tire wall itself. My tires are not happy right now. And I can't. I'm going to celebrate getting into the Arctic Circle. And I will say there is a tour thing that you could pay like $1,000 from Dawson City. It'll take you up to Tuk with an overnighter in Nunavik. Given what the cost of tow services here, one guy was quoted $22,000 to bring his bike from Eagle Campground down to Dawson City. $2,000 one way. I gotta say, guys, once you've gotten to Dawson City, park your bike and book an overnighter to Nunavik and Tuk on the tour bus. They've got like 20 dates on their website for the summertime. Pick one of those dates, walk up, give them the $1,000, and have them put you up at their hotel, feed you. You get this immersive cultural tour, and you don't put yourself through the risk of hitting a moose, hitting a bear, running off the road, hitting a semi-trailer. I also met a few guys who did Prudhoe Bay first, and they were very forthcoming. These are guys that went to Nunavik and turned around because the gravel was too bad and came back. Very forthcoming about their experience and said, Prudhoe Bay, despite the fact that it's more miles to get over there through Tok and everything and Fairbanks, is a way easier ride. If you want to get to the Arctic Ocean, that's the ride to do. On any bike, that's the ride to do. Don't put yourself through this and the risk and injury. It's just not worth it. I'm not an emotional wreck. I'm not an anxious wreck. I'm not gonna break down. I just feel like I let everyone down. I let myself down. I take all this time off work, away from Heather and the baby, to this trip to the Arctic Circle. And okay, I got to the Arctic Circle. Well, maybe if this tire doesn't blow. But I didn't get to the ocean. And if I had not stopped at the Eagle Plains campground and met all those people, I still would have ridden straight through to Nunavik last night and looked at my tires and went, fuck, I need to go home. I can't stay on this road and just start heading south. There's no way I would stay at the Tuk, even with just like 100 miles left roughly to go. I just couldn't have done it. Okay, no recording. I am so bit up by mosquitoes. I got out of my tent and started packing everything away with my full gear on and a net over my helmet. I went full gear. I was sweating my ass off. And I looked inside of my tent and there were over 150 mosquitoes in my tent. I tried to get them out. Wasn't happening, so I just closed them up in there. So they're just closed up in there suffocating. So I got to deal with that bloodbath later tonight. It's not a hospitable place. And I would like to do this trip again in 10 years in a truck with 2 spare wheels and tires and a little like camper van on top of it, a little up top camper thing with the family, and make it like a month-long trip. Have the truck shipped to like Seattle and then make it a month-long trip or something. But I don't recommend this trip. And if you did this trip and you're like, oh, I didn't have a problem, I rode my KTM 350 or my GSA or my K1600 up here, that's cool. You've got more money and more time than me. I can't be stuck here for 5 days. I'm going to be in a world of shit if I'm stuck here for 5 days and out $2,000. I'm rambling now, but I'm in such a disappointed mental state. It's so beautiful. It's so lovely up here. The people are kind. Everyone is friendly. I talked to so many truckers. I was there for 24 hours, talking to truckers, talking to travelers, people from all over the country, all over the world. There were bike packers from Chile and Argentina. There were motorcyclists from down, doing the whole Pan America ride. Camper vans, Land Rover people, Jeep people, Volkswagen, Vanagon people, the Tesla guy who quit his job at Tesla and bought this Model X and is doing this like 1 year on the road thing using stock options, just all kinds of cool stories. The truckers, the highway department guys. When the truckers offered to give me a ride all the way up, he just said, I can take you to Tuck and leave you there, and you can get one of the little hotels and stay the night, and then you just try to get a ride back tomorrow. And that's still my plan, by the way. My plan is actually to ask people like a circle if they'll give me a ride up. If they say yes, I'm going to take them up on that and leave my bike there and just take my camera up and my credit cards and just go up there for the night. But so I should have added that. I actually plan on asking people for a ride if there's someone that has a truck with not a bunch of shit in the back of it that wants to give me a ride up there. But I am not taking my bike up there. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the scenery. Hope you watch the video on mute so you don't hear me complaining for 15 minutes. This is day 11. We will end the day in Dawson City or Whitehorse if I have my way. But if I don't, then that'll be its own video, and you'll be like a whole piece of tire. That was a motorcycle tire. It'll be a whole thing if I don't make it all the way. And I'll be starting a Patreon to raise the $2,000 that I needed for the tow. I have that SAR search and rescue thing, but it won't be a life or death emergency. It'll just be my bike can't work. I don't mind plugging a tire, but I didn't hear of anyone plugging tires. Everyone I met had shredded tires. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just in a bad mood about it. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Another car. There's a truck that just now drove past, pulling another car south by a rope. That's part of a $3,000 towing job to the Eagle Plains Repair Center, where they actually have car tires. It's just, you need a support vehicle. Like I guess what I'm trying to think about, like further trip options, is like, come up here with your dirt bike and a truck and do the ride. And if you need it, your truck is, 200 miles away with everything you need: oil, tires, wheels, etc. This is not technical. It's just all the rocks are really sharp. They're really, really, really sharp rocks. And it's there and back like 1,300 miles of it. And it just destroys your tires.